Good evening, I'm Taylor Ellison. You're watching Austin After Hours. Fashion, food, philanthropy, we've got a little bit of everything tonight. Here's a look at what's coming up. Tennis champ Andy Roddick is serving up dad jokes, laughs, and life lessons. The former professional athlete shares how life has changed since becoming a father of two and how he's working to ensure all kids in Austin have an opportunity to succeed through his work at the Andy Roddick Foundation. And she's cooking delicious food with a heaping dose of heart. Top Chef winner Kristen Kish dishes out the details on her first restaurant, Arlo Gray, and why for her, food is love. And we dare to be fabulous with Kelly Wynn. The Austin-based handbag designer shares how she risked it all to pursue her dreams and is now celebrating a major milestone as retail giant Nordstrom begins to carry her new bags. But right now, we're talking fatherhood, philanthropy, and fun at Hanks with tennis legend Andy Roddick. The show is called Austin After Hours. So what do you guys do for fun after hours in Austin?
Sleep.
Well, you got a wild one here, y'all. We got a live one.
Calm down.
So much has changed since we've seen each other last.
Yeah.
You're a father of two now.
Two, and a girl.
Yeah. So how's that going?
It's good. We have a little daughter named Stevie. She started sleeping like a week ago, so it's like a new beginning.
So how does Hank, your son, feel about being a big brother now?
Most people have the problem when the baby comes home. He was good then, but at that point they're a blob. But now, Stevie smiles and she gets interaction, so she gets a lot more of the traffic flow of conversation. So that was his test.
What's your favorite part of fatherhood so far?
Oh, I don't even want to have to choose. It's so funny because you can not sleep, you can be run down, all you want is a moment of silence, and then all of a sudden, 5 minutes into that silence, you're like, where are the kids? I want them up. I want those smiles. You don't know what you want anymore.
Exactly. Like, what level of dad joke are you at?
Yeah, my wife will tell you I'm the oldest 35-year-old that's ever lived. Like, I'm so boring. I probably had the dad joke game before I was even a dad.
Gotcha.
That bad. As cool as I might have been once upon a time, it was a slippery slope towards dad joke dumb. If that's a thing.
Yeah. So now we've got like socks and Birkenstock sandals on the reg.
It's pretty tragic, yeah.
What about Austin as a home base? Why did y'all make that choice?
Well, I was here in 1986 when it was still the best kept secret, not everyone's secret. I left for Florida. My brother played tennis, so we went there, and then as soon as I had any money from tennis, I won the US Open on a Sunday and was here Monday buying a house in Austin. Brooke and I obviously started dating in 2007, and she adopted it quickly. She loved it. It was a good time to try to convince someone to live here with you.
Yeah. There's so many endearing, weird cliches here. What's one of your favorites? Like breakfast tacos are a way of life, or no one can pronounce street names right.
I read this children's book to my son, and it's like kind of an adult's take on Austin. It's like Austin grew, and it always has this old guy who appears on the different pages saying these crazy things.
Like what?
And he's pointing across to the skyscrapers, and he goes, "That skyscraper used to be Willie Nelson." Like it kind of like sums it up. Like everything used to be cooler. Now those things that used to be cooler are now exaggerated versions of cool.
Yes, exactly.
Like Willie Nelson used to play in 6 bars in one night. Like that never happened, right?
Yeah. We're a big dog town. Do you have dogs?
We have 2 English bulldogs who are allergic to heat, so not exactly a match made in heaven.
How does that work?
It's a logistical thing. They can go out for like 8 minutes at a time, but then they have to come in. So we didn't really think it through that well. Yeah.
What are your dogs' names?
Billie Jean, who is named after Billie Jean King, and our other one is Bob Costas.
So what's it like when you get phone calls from the vet?
It's the best. It's the best because they always say, Bob Costas has had his shots. We'd like you to come pick Bob Costas up. And so I'll be laughing randomly from like the next room, and everyone knows that our dog's ready to be picked up.
Is it true that Chrissy Teigen's dog and you have a special connection?
Yeah. So God rest that dog's soul, but Chrissy Teigen's mom named their dog a long time ago Andy Roddick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like before y'all knew each other?
Before we knew each other. So it was a little creepy. And the thing is they had kept it this creepy secret, and we've been friends for over a decade now. It was like 2 years into our friendship, and they're like, it was like an oh, by the way. I'm like, that's not an oh, by the way.
Yeah.
Explain yourself.
Why did you want to start the Andy Roddick Foundation?
I think I was lucky to be in this vacuum of the tennis world. Tennis has created a culture of using your platform to do something different. It's your duty, that's what you want to do. And then you kind of find your lane in what we've done with a focus on out of school time programs. That's our biggest way to affect change here in Austin. I think I was right place, right time with the right people telling me what to do. And then you have these conversations where are we going to go extremely deep with a smaller amount of kids? Or are we going to kind of try to sprinkle fairy dust and we can kind of claim the rhetoric? We serve 10,000 kids and that's a lot easier to sell in 30 seconds or a minute. But we decided to go kind of what we thought was the responsible route with really kind of investing in that first group. And we had 80 kids and we'll have served over 3,400 kids this summer. So to kind of see it grow out, where we're at our third school, we run 11 different sites for Austin Parks and Recreation and really be the leader in the space of out of school time, which is super important, especially with income divide that is present in Austin.
Yeah.
Those summer months are so important. If you're a single parent, which most of our parents are, for the kids in our program, and all of a sudden you don't have to leave at 2 o'clock to pick your kid up. And you know that not only are they being supervised, but there's been a value add. They're being educated. And all of a sudden you get 3 or 4 hours more a day that you can work and you can become that much better of a provider. That takes away a lot of problems. That's been something that I don't know that I gave enough credit to when we started, and it's been a huge thing, especially since Brooke and I have become parents. When those parents come and say, I can provide. I'm like, oh. You started, obviously the priority number one is the children, but we've affected the entire family, which has been a great thing.
For you in Brooklyn, what's your favorite part about watching her be a mom?
Oh gosh. Yeah, so we weren't worried about her being a mom. Like that was good. Her nurturing skills and her.
You were the one
I think she's like we've been pleasantly surprised with the fact that I'm average at being a dad. She never skips out on anything.
Yeah.
We never had a night nurse. I don't know how she does it, but it's fun to watch.
What about with your kiddos? How much talking's going on right now?
Hank's been talking forever. He dropped a cuss word the other day for the first time.
Oh, how
was
did that
fun.
go?
That was interesting. My wife looks at me like, obviously, and then she puts it on Twitter, and it's like, everyone's like, it's your fault for sure. Like, man.
Is that the true story or is that the
No,
Twitter
well,
version?
I was a crazy person on the tennis court, but she'll tell you she has the worst temper. Like, it's just the way it is, No one believes me. It was in the proper context.
When the sentences get more advanced, what do you hope he says about you?
You want respect first. You want to teach life's lessons, even if it's the long play and he's mad at you at moments.
Right.
Like, even looking back, I wish my father was still here, because every day with Hank, I realized, gosh, he was in the long game. He didn't care about me liking him in that moment. Like, it was more important that the lesson was learned over time. And I'm still looking back and going, oh, that's why I did it. If anything, the longer that Hank looks at our relationship, the more he understands the practices involved, maybe.
Yeah, and it's so nice to have that perspective and just be in awe of how brilliant the people that brought you up were. Did you have like a last supper in Austin before the kids came? One wild night out?
Brooke, yes. Oh. Some of my tennis friends came into town. I mean, it might have been 2 weeks before she delivered.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm out being an idiot till 2 hours plus in the morning. Were you there that night? Sorry, I'm talking to my friend Jesse off camera. It was a mess. And finally at 2:15, she goes, you're gonna be a father. We're going home. I'm like, oh, damn it. Okay.
And that's a wrap on that night.
And that's a wrap on nights past 2.
Yes, exactly. Cheers to that.
Cheers, thank you.
And that's why we day drink now.
Yeah,
cheers,
that's right.
Andy. Thanks so much for your time, Andy. You can keep up with his work at the foundation or get involved by visiting arfoundation.org. And up next, Chef Kristen Kish shares her most unforgettable meal and how her new restaurant Arlo Gray is making food and memories for Austinites. How early on did you know this really speaks to me?
Yeah, so at 5 years old, I started watching Great Chefs of the World.
Okay, so very early.
Very early.
I feel like this must be such a big life milestone, opening your first restaurant.
It's one of those things that's still settling in, to be honest. Every so often it'll catch you off guard. You're like, oh, wait a minute, I'm here. It surprises me and shocks me every single moment.
Everything is so thoughtful, from the food to the decor. Give us a window into some of those choices that you made.
The creative process with the entire team, figuring out all the little details was pretty amazing. It was really special. When we were looking at art for the wall, they were trying to do all these like gorgeous paintings and different photographs, and they were stunning. But I was like, there's got to be something more personal. And so I literally flew to Boston for 24 hours, grabbed all my notebooks, brought them back, and I was like, you can tear out of any of them.
Wait a second, were these like your diaries that you were
Yes,
just handing over to
basically.
people? Dear diary, I
know.
don't know if I'd be so forthcoming with all of that.
Well, it's like all food stuff and all like little notes and different things, but I did go through all of the notebooks before I handed them over, because I was like, what if I was having a bad day? And I was like, when you walk into the bathroom, it's a little trippy until you know the story. And
Right.
so when you walk in, you hear this Korean voice and then all this spray painted kind of text around. I was adopted when I was 4 months old and raised in Michigan, and my mom would always read me the Korean Cinderella. So it's the Korean Cinderella being looped over, and then the English text kind of just spray painted along the walls.
So neat. What creativity come to
Yeah.
life. How else is your life and your story reflected in the menu here?
I mean, every dish, really, I pull most inspiration from my childhood. These nostalgic things that tap into another human are really important, but I
Yeah.
can do it with a level of execution and precise level of cooking, but still have it be really kind and soft.
Yeah.
And so if there's like one little flavor I can tap into to somebody, that to me means the world. There's a lot of thought and effort and time into creating that menu. Food for me is love. It's how I show love, it's how I give love. And so if I can give that to somebody else, that's like, I mean, what an incredible feeling.
How early on did you know this really speaks to me?
Yeah, so at 5 years old, I started watching Great Chefs of the World.
Okay, so very, very early.
Very early.
So in the womb.
I'm the kind of person that if I see someone do something with their hands, I can learn how to do it. And it actually really intrigues me and holds my interest. And so I was watching these shows, and there's something so beautiful about the movements of someone's hands, like doing something so confidently. I started like cooking things, basically like just bombing food in pans.
What if you had been watching Bob Ross and decided to be a painter?
You know, I think about that often. I'm like, what if like it was something like woodworking or something? I could be
Who
an
knows?
amazing woodworker right now.
But lucky for everyone out there, you are this world-class chef making some amazing dishes here in Austin, Texas. What are some things that we'll find on the menu?
So one of the desserts is based off of a breakfast my mom would make me. So in the morning before school, I'd come downstairs, wet hair, the house hadn't quite warmed up yet, and I'm freezing, and she would put whole wheat toast, warm peanut butter, maple syrup, and a cold glass of milk.
Wow.
And so I transformed that into a whole wheat cake using Barton Springs Mill flours, into a whole wheat cake, peanut butter chocolate mousse, salted milk ice cream, and grated peanuts over the top. So it kind of taps into that chocolate peanut butter thing that everyone kind of loves,
Right?
while also being this breakfast that my mom used to make me.
And tied to such a vivid memory.
Those things to me are so important because not only does it feed my soul, it also allows me to tell a story. And food, great food you can find so many places. Exceptional food has a story and a background behind it.
When it comes time to prepare this menu and open your own restaurant, how does that like pressure and thrill compare to, say, being on Top Chef?
You know, Top Chef was one of those things that it was pressure, and I felt challenged in a way that I never knew I could think. I never thought I would be able to do it. Opening a restaurant is complete vulnerability. Saying, okay, now I'm gonna bare my soul to somebody through this menu, through this food, and the language that I know best of what love is, and that's food.
What did you learn about yourself during this process of opening Arlo Gray?
Oh my God, I learned that I had to step far outside of my comfort zone. I have a thing with, this may be like now becoming a therapy session. I
I get this comfy booth couch for nothing. Sit down, lay down, tell me everything.
being vulnerable
Yeah.
in all parts of my life. This exchange of giving and taking. That it's fun to find the balance because normally I'm just a giver, but I realize that I have to take in order for other people to appreciate what I'm doing as well. And so accept compliments, critiques, criticisms, shared stories, all these different things. So it's basically like learning how to date all over again
Right.
in some way. Then I got to a place where Top Chef happened. And it was the question that everyone asked, when are you gonna open a restaurant? And I was like, I'm done. I'm done answering these questions. I am done putting the pressure on myself. Maybe one day I will, maybe I won't. We'll see what happens. Eventually, I learned enough about myself in order to say yes.
Had you ever been to Austin before this point?
Nope, first time. I landed in Austin to come to check out this property, and I was like, okay, something about this feels right.
Yeah.
And I trust my instinct and my gut. There's something exciting about this city, and there's this pulse, and there's this interesting vibe that's happening.
I feel like that's another lesson that you've inherently learned is like when you follow your instinct and your own intuition, and it aligns with what is for your highest good. Like things start working out.
Yeah, my entire life, I led my life by expectation and what I'm supposed to do. I was like, this is not what life is. And so that feeling I will never go back to in my entire life. So I try to do everything opposite. When I start to feel scared, I'm like, that's how I know I should be doing something.
I mean, forget cookbooks. Just write a life self-help book, Kristen. I'd read that. I mean, I'll read your cookbook too because it's awesome. But I feel like there are just so many good themes about life here. Who is someone that you've been really honored to share a meal with?
In a world of restaurants and cooking, being able to go home and share meals with my family was a rarity. And so I got to go home for Thanksgiving. That's time that I will never, ever, ever take for granted.
That's so beautiful. Look, you made me tear up. That's so sweet. I love that. How do you want Austinites to feel when they leave Arlo Gray?
I want them to feel cared for. To me, fine dining means care, exception, kindness. I just want people to feel like we care, because we do.
Everything is so thoughtful and so personal. Cheers to you, Kristen. We appreciate your
Cheers.
time immensely.
Thank you very
Yay.
much. Is there alcohol in these? And I just spilled.
Hope so. You can visit Kristen at Arlo Gray, now open at the Line Hotel. And up next, designer Kelly Wynn empowers women to dream, dare, and win big with her bold designs. We're going to head to her flagship store after the break to learn more. How'd you feel when it came to fruition? Speechless?
Yeah. Yes.
This is such an exciting time for Kelly Wynn.
It is.
Tell me what's been happening.
Nordstrom is carrying our clear bags now, and I could not be more excited. It is the most surreal feeling I've ever experienced, because after being in 5 years in business, it came at the most perfect time for us. The clear bags have been just a totally new ball game. I mean, it's been a game changer, no
Right?
pun intended. We started working on the clear bags January before football season of last year, and I didn't know if we were gonna make it happen. Like, it was a totally new product. You know, we're working with PVC mixed with genuine leather and the jewelry grade chain, and I was not gonna put something out there that didn't represent Kelly Wynn, that wasn't high quality, that women want to wear and will feel good wearing. We had multiple tries, finally got to the place where I was extremely happy with the product. You know, we started taking pre-orders before the product actually hit our warehouse. Otherwise, you know, we would have missed the window for football season.
Yeah.
We're just praying that the bags are gonna arrive in time, and they did.
And everything worked out better than you could have even imagined. Cheers to you. I love being in here. You guys make everything feel like a celebration in this store. Do you still have that surreal feeling like, wow, this is happening?
Yes, I literally tell the girls every single time I walk in. I just stop in awe of it. I can't believe it's been almost 2 years since we opened. It feels like yesterday where this magical dream came true.
Where did that dream begin?
You know, I had a mentor that pushed me to go for this crazy dreams. I just didn't think it was possible.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things that you dream of as a little girl, but you never think, wow, I could be a handbag designer. She asked me the simplest question that led to my aha moment. It was just like, you know, if you could do anything at all, if money wasn't an issue, the sky's the limit. And that was the first moment I blurted out, I just want to design handbags.
So what did it feel like in those first months of deciding you were going to go all in?
It was terrifying. I just had no idea where to start. I just would meet with anybody in the industry who would meet with me. Once I started telling people, I was really scared to do that. I mean, it put me in a really vulnerable state.
Yeah.
And I realized that people were so supportive.
What's your perfect design environment?
Back in the day, I used to make paper handbags so I could actually see what it looked like on my body.
That's
so
some serious origami work right there. How do you even do that?
It would literally be this kind of 3D handbag, but it helped me envision it. My ideal kind of design atmosphere now is to try and escape from everything, because I really need to just kind of focus in on the design. My family is a place in the hill country. It's my favorite to just kind of get out of the city and do something different. You know, I design a year ahead.
What an interesting lifestyle.
I know.
You're always a year ahead. How do you keep those ideas secret for so long?
I'll present the samples for the future season to the team, and everyone gets a sneak peek and oohs and ahs, but then I try to put the bags away, and so that way we're not seeing it every day for a whole year before it actually launches, because by the time it launches, then we're on to the next season.
Right.
But our customers are here and now.
What did you want to do when creating a team? What did you want the culture to be?
I've always wanted to have a very fun, celebratory atmosphere, women supporting each other, just having a good time, and we love brainstorming together.
I just imagine like confetti everywhere and champagne bottles, like a big party.
Definitely champagne or donuts. It's important to soak in these moments, because a lot of times in business, you're just always after the next thing. And it's really important to take a step back and just feel like this is such an accomplishment. So soak it in.
What did the Kelly Wynn, who quit her job and set out and sketched at night and made graphic designs in her bed, what did she want, and how does that compare to what you have going right now?
Well, first of all, I never in a million years would have thought we would be where we are today. When I first started, I just wanted to design handbags, and it's turned into so much more. I mean, through Kelly Wynn, we're empowering so many women to do what they love, follow their passion, follow their dreams, and just by sharing my story. And so it's become so much more. I've had goals along the way, but I've hit the goals sooner than I ever expected.
What advice would you give to someone who has a dream but they haven't felt ready yet to take the big plunge?
My biggest advice is to not let fear hold you back. The hardest is taking that first step. And so I thought that once I did take that first step, the fear would go away. And what I've found in 5 years is that I'm constantly having to conquer that fear. And so to not let that fear hold you back, because if you're waiting for the fear to go away, you'll be waiting a lifetime.
I know you can't play favorites because all your bags are like children, but as of right now, what is your favorite bag?
Oh my goodness, that's so hard. Probably the Halo. So it's my round canteen bag with a little handle on top, and it's got a chain strap.
What about Dare to Win? Why is that your signature line? What does that stand for?
It started really with design, daring women to step outside their comfort zone, but it's expanded to even more than that, because we want to dare women to be the best mom they can be the best boss, the best friend, the best daughter. Dare to follow your dream, dare to follow your passion. And everything you do, dare to win.
Dare to win. What an inspiring, beautiful motto. I absolutely love that. I'm so grateful to you for sharing that, not only with us, but like you said, with everyone, because when you share your story, you can help people kind of take that next step in the direction of what they really want. Thank you so much. Cheers to you, sweet Kelly.
Cheers.
So this is the style that started it all.
This is the Cloud9 clutch, and I designed this bag because I was tired of my big wallet not fitting in all the clutches, so I wanted a boxier clutch and feel.
And then the big thing right now, the game day bags.
Yes. Okay, so this is our BYO backpack. I had so many mom friends that were complaining about not being able to take all their baby's necessities into the game.
Yeah.
Every mom is knocking down our door to be like, okay, wait, I need this bag.
But just to be clear, you do not have to be a mom to love a backpack.
I mean, it's so chic.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
for everyone. So this is the Mingle Mingle Mini, and it is my most popular style. It's just great for any UT games, concerts, you name it.
One thing I love about the Kelly Wynn store, Domain Northside, is that you always make people feel so at home here. And by that I mean you serve champagne right when you walk in the door.
Yes, that we do.
Let's do that. Sip and shop and talk. Congratulations on your continued success, Kelly. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. You can find this complete episode and more on YouTube, or check out some behind the scenes on social media. Have a great weekend.